Some of the head coaching dominoes have started to fall in the NFL, and the Bears have lost a couple of guys that were on their list of head coaching candidates. One of those that was not was Rex Ryan, signed a 5-year contract over the weekend with the Buffalo Bills, and as his wife posted on social media through Twitter and Instagram the other day, he shared a beer at the Big Tree Inn with Hall of Fame quarterback and former Bills quarterback Jim Kelly to celebrate him coming to the city of Buffalo. As his connections to Chicago, with his father Buddy being the defensive coordinator of the Bears in the '85, Rex Ryan was never really on the Bears' wish list, but somebody that was the first to fall, and now others are following, as Jack Del Rio is now expected to be announced as the next head coach of the Oakland Raiders today. ESPN reports Del Rio interviewed Tuesday night with owner Mark Davis, GM Reggie McKinney, and former Raiders legendary coach and Hall of Famer John Madden, who has been a big proponent of Del Rio. Del Rio went 68-71 while coaching the Jacksonville Jaguars from 2003 to 2011 and twice took them to the playoffs. He served as interim head coach while John Fox had health issues back in 2003 and has been the defensive coordinator for the Broncos for the last couple of years. He's from the East Bay originally, and his family have been longtime Raiders season ticket holders, so that he has a connection to that area. The Raiders themselves are looking for some success after Del Rio guided the Broncos to the number 3 overall defense this year, number 2 last year. The Raiders haven't made the playoffs since their trip to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 37 in 2003 when they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and have had 8 coaches since that time. Another man the Bears were looking at hiring and at least brought in to interview was Todd Bowles, who reportedly has signed a 4-year contract to be the new head coach of the New York Jets, replacing Rex Ryan. He will be paid slightly more than $4 million per year, according to the source. For his offensive coordinator, Bowles is targeting Chan Gailey, who has been out of the NFL since 2012 when he was fired as Bills head coach. Now, Bowles himself was a former Jets assistant back in 2001 as a defensive backs coach and has been an assistant for 20 years in his career between college and NFL, now getting his first shot at a head coaching gig. The Jets finished 4-12 last season, and he's looking to get their defense back to prominence. While they had a good season, defensively, they're still looking at a little more on the offense, and his defense is similar to Rex Ryan's, so it should translate over there. Despite losses to several of his top defensive players this season in Arizona, Bowles led a Cardinals defense that finished 5th in points allowed this season. Now, John Fox will be interviewing with the Bears today, only a few days after he parted ways mutually with the Denver Broncos and John Elway. Fox went 46-18 in his 4 years with the Broncos, winning the AFC West 4 consecutive times. Overall, Fox is 119-89 between stints in Carolina and Denver. He's coached in 2 Super Bowls, one of only a handful of coaches to ever do that, but he's one of the few, Dan Reeves being the other, that has not won one of those Super Bowls. He lost in Super Bowl 38 to New England, and when they went 11-5 with the Carolina Panthers, and lost last season in Super Bowl 48 to the Seattle Seahawks in quite a lopsided loss. He went 13-3 with the Denver Broncos. He led the Broncos, or at least helped lead with Jack Del Rio, to the 10th ranked, this is back in Carolina in 2003, to the 10th ranked defense with Mike Trovac as the defensive coordinator, who was last the Green Bay defensive line coach up until 2013. And that season in their Super Bowl run, they were 7th best in the rushing game with Stephen Davis, 18th in the passing attack with Jake Delhomme. And last season with Jack Del Rio, as I mentioned, 2nd-ranked defense with the Broncos last season, number 1 passing offense, obviously, with Peyton Manning, and number 15 in the rushing game, only 1 ahead of the Bears last year, who were 16th. They averaged 117.1 yards per game rushing, which is what the Bears are looking for. You want a top 10-ranked defense, a top 10-ranked rushing game, and a middle-range passing game. You don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to go into that. So John Fox could end up being the guy. Right now, everything is kind of leaning the way of John Fox becoming the Bears head coach. Now, Dan Quinn is another option. He could be the guy, but the Bears wouldn't be able to interview him again until after the Super Bowl run if the Seahawks do indeed win this Sunday against the Packers and advance to their 2nd straight Super Bowl, which kind of restricts the Bears and would leave them with not that many options if he decided to go elsewhere and didn't come to Chicago. So right now, John Fox is looking to be the favorite and could be linked to the Bears as he has ties to Ernie Accorsi, the advisor helping the Bears in this search. He was the GM of the Giants when he was the defensive coordinator under Jim Fossil up until 2001 when he left to go to become the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. That's your update on the Chicago Bears coaching search. We should have more in the next couple of days, and hopefully Ryan Pace, the new GM, will have a coach by the end of the week, and all the Bears fans can look forward to the offseason with the NFL draft and free agency. This has been your Chicago Bears head coaching vacancy update on 180 Sports.